who eats my flesh and drinks my blood, isn't that where they were having the problem? It sounded kind of cannibalistic and weird. Possesses everlasting life. So he who eats my flesh. So flesh equals what? What we do. It's what we do, okay? What's blood? Blood is what? Life is in the blood. So what is life? Life is the mind, thoughts, and beliefs that gives life to what we do. The flesh is animated by blood pulsing through it, right? It's fed by the blood pulsing through you. So he says, you have to eat my flesh and drink of my blood. Now he does go further on and says things like, well, whoever eats my flesh and drinks my blood stays in me. Yeah, because we'll have that mind and we'll have the actions. He says that, let's see, in verse 63, it's the spirit that gives life, the flesh that doesn't profit at all. So in other words, flesh is just flesh without the blood. Okay, it's the flesh, the spirit, he calls it the spirit in that verse, but he's talking about the blood, because we know the life is in the blood. And so if we're using this in the picture, he's trying to paint a picture, he's not being literal. He's not saying literally be a cannibal, eat my flesh, drink my blood. Sorry, Catholics, I don't know what came up with this whole communion thing, but that is not scriptural, okay? But what about the Last Supper? They were doing a ritual that goes all the way back to Melchizedek and Abram and before that. He just said, when you do these things, they're symbolically pointing at, reminding you what I'm talking about here in John 6, all right? But I want us to see that beautiful picture about, he says, you want to have everlasting life. If you eat my flesh and drink my blood, you possess everlasting life. These are, in other words, you have the things, possess meaning you own and have, what brings everlasting life. Do my actions, driven by my thoughts, my beliefs, my approach. Do you like that? I found it cool today when I got that, right? Because I know that's a section that really trips people up and tripped them up. They stop walking with him. A lot of people stop walking with him. I think that's what he was trying to bring out, okay? He says, this is the key. He said, it's the spirit that gives life, the flesh doesn't profit at all. The words that I speak to you are spirit. That's the blood, and they are life. That's the blood of this. The spirit of it, the intention. In other words, it comes from the mind, thoughts, beliefs, etc. of Messiah that come into you that feed the fleshly behavior. This is a flesh suit. This is the thing that picks up things, puts things down, right? Does works, shows up on Shabbat, right? The body is animated by the blood. Your heart stops and blood stops flowing, you die. There's no flesh doing anything at that point. So the blood flowing is what gives life to the rest of the flesh, right? So the blood flow that he's talking about is his mind. Let this mind be in you.